Welcome to our first ever in the history of the world, our first Sunday Night Live. Let's give it up for Steph Gramling. You were out making money.
I was making money.
Probably.
And you were forgetting to.
I was probably trying to start a church.
Yeah, probably so. I can't remember for sure what you were doing, but it wasn't like anything. Like you could have gone to the bank and deposited the check.
What is that?
Iron Man.
Incorrect.
Jaws?
Tyler Gramling with Jaws.
Oh, I see it. I see it. You guys are producers.
Mm-hmm.
You know we're giving away a prize, and we don't have a drum roll?
I mean, we have...
Hey, welcome everybody, and a very happy Easter.
Come on.
Come on, producers. Little hand clap
It's
from the
muted, my
studio
friend.
audience.
No, it was.
Yeah.
No, it was muted.
There we go.
It's all muted.
Push that button myself. Yeah. Action. Hey, there's the. Oh, let's go back that shot. The studio audience.
Come on.
Look at him.
Even on Easter.
Hey, I want to say that the folks in the room today deserve very big hand clap. Thank you guys so much for coming down and being part of the studio audience. Hey, you could too. Just email me, Troy at
TroyGramling.com.
That's right. And we will find you a chair. We'll put you right on the front row for sure. And hey, I don't know whether you know this or not, but Steph and myself have someone that works with us in our office, does an incredible job. And today is her anniversary. Giselle, how long you been married?
3 years, Pastor.
What'd
I
you
heard
say?
93 years, but there's no way that's possible.
I think it's 23 years.
23.
So that's exciting. Hey, we're going to talk just in a moment a little bit about communication. You know, we all communicate, whether it be to our spouse, whether it be at our jobs, or whether it be, you know, like in a ministry situation. So I'm going to give you just a quick insight into something I've learned. I remember the first time I ever communicated. I don't know if you'd call it communicated. It was VBS, which is Vacation Bible School. And the way they used to do it is you'd come all week long as a kid, like I'm a kid, I'm a teenager. And you would come all week long, and then on Sunday, you would do some kind of presentation to show everybody, you know, that you did something important during the week. So it got to my time to say mine. And I walk up there, and, you know, they had, like, as big as this desk is, you see how big this is? This is the way the podium used to be, or the platform, or the pulpit. Mm-hmm. And I got up there, and I'm standing there, and I cannot remember anything.
You know what's funny? Now that you mentioned that, Pastor Nick had a similar experience where he was asked to go up in front of the congregation at the church he was at, read a verse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I heard it went really good.
Absolutely. I was like 11, 12 years old, and I had to read one of the Psalms. I think it was Psalms 23 in Spanish. I got into the first verse, and I started bawling. But instead of doing what a normal person would do and stop, I kept on going. So as I'm sobbing, I'm talking and continuing to go. It was,
You were just learning at a very early age how to manipulate the audience.
Exactly.
There you go.
You know, sometimes speakers will say, well, I made him cry. Or I made him laugh, that kind of thing. I just stood there, and eventually I looked at everybody and I said, I forgot. That was the first time.
Honesty. I like it.
I forgot. And my part was over. And they never asked me again to do anything at VBS. So I don't know why. Hey, we are glad you guys are here. Thanks for showing up with us in Easter. Now, remember, our goal with this, it is a live stream. And so we want to communicate. We want to talk with you in the chat room. So if you got something to say or you got a question to ask, whether it be on Rumble or on YouTube, we would love for you to ask it, and we'll get to as many questions as we can along the way. We do have a giveaway. Where's that applause? Thank you. We do have a giveaway, and it's not what'd I say?
Well, you didn't say anything, I don't think. You just froze.
I was waiting for the applause to die down. They all thought I didn't know what they were. Of course I know what these are. They're the historic candy of Easter. They're Cadbury eggs. All right. Chris told me that. I didn't realize. I've never had one. So as soon as the show's over, guess what I'm going to have?
Cadbury eggs.
I'm going to have a Cadbury egg. That's right. I got 2 of them here. So anyways, that's not our giveaway. Our giveaway is something that is very limited. I don't know whether you know this or not, but we have some Easter T-shirts. And on the front, it says Pastor Carson.
Come on.
Or I think potential church. Okay. And on the back, it's got an incredible design done in-house by our amazing people. All right. Shout out to our amazing team. Okay. That's enough. That's enough. And anyways, we sold these, but we ran out before the 8:30 service was even over. And so if you came to one of the later services or you watched online, maybe you didn't get a chance to get one of these. So we're out of them. It's a limited run. And we got 2, though, we're going to give away. And the way we're going to give it away is the way we give away everything here at Sunday Night Live is for you to invite somebody into the live stream. And all they have to do is go into the chat and say who invited them. And at the end of our time together today, we will draw a name and we will put these in the mail to you. And you will have one of the very limited edition Easter 2024 T-shirts. And they're really, really cool. They did a really, really good job with that. I'm very, very, very proud of that. So anyways, we had an incredible Easter. We'll talk more about that in just a few moments. But right now, well, you know what? Let's go out of order, and if that doesn't, are we okay with the production team?
Absolutely.
Now, I understand the production team, which is made up of Carson, Luke.
Yes.
No applause for that.
No applause. We went overboard on the applause. So
Nick, what's your middle name, Nick?
Ryan.
Nick Ryan and William.
Arius Butler.
William what?
William Turner.
Arius?
Arius Butler Thomas.
All right. So you got 2 middle names.
Yes.
That's awesome. And then Jess, who has 2 middle names too, is our executive producer.
Oh.
Come on.
Look at that. I'm
she's
still
right.
her boss, though.
Anyways, if you haven't, invite somebody. We're going to give these away in just a few moments. But for now, we did something really exciting this weekend that has to do with this right here. You guys ready?
We are ready.
Let's play it.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Potential Church. This is Brandon speaking. How may I help you? Absolutely. How are you? Yep, I'm having a fantastic day. Go ahead, put it right there. Yep, we do have service times for Good Friday and Easter. We absolutely do. What happened? Oh, hold on. Absolutely. Thank you for calling us. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey. Gabby. What's up?
Hey, guess what I just heard?
What's up?
Pastor Troy's new book is here.
Yeah, but I already know that.
How do you know that?
Because I...
It's true. It's finally here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Pastor Troy's new book is here.
Yes, we are excited about it. I got to tell you, this has been a very challenging journey for me because it's not something I'm really confident in. I felt like it's something that God kind of nudged my heart in, and I was slow to respond. I hate that, but we got it done with lots of help, and I'm appreciative to everybody that helped me out. I do want to say thumbs up to Maria Gonzalez and VI too, because they both said they pre-ordered the book already. And I would assume that all the other staff folks have also pre-ordered their copy of the book.
Come on, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure the producers have probably ordered 5 or 6 pre-ordered of the
100.
books.
I'm actually, because of the deal you give us, I'm looking to sell them for more.
Yes, there you go. So let me tell you why that's important. You know, one of the things that is really important to me is, first of all, just the message, right? Idea of potential. We were blessed in 2010 to change the name to Potential. We believe in your potential and that God wants to do some incredible things. So the story of the book, on Thursday on our podcast, Tyler leads out and we talk about the book and what it means and all those kind of things. But we kind of go with the people of God as they journey from their enslavement to the promised land. And because I really think that that's a roadmap in how we can go into our promised land, our destiny, our purpose. And isn't that something we all desire? You know, potential is something we all have, but we never actually get there because as you grow as a person, your potential broadens. It gets much larger. But that's what the book's about. But it's important for me that you know that the proceeds of the book, because the way it goes with a book, I didn't know this, any idea, but you got to get an agent, right? And then the agent finds a publisher, finds somebody that actually, you know, says, hey, I think this is good and I want to publish it. And then you sign a contract. So I don't own the book any longer. The publisher owns the book. Stephanie and I get 15% of every book that's sold. But we want all of those proceeds not to go to us, not to enrich us. We want those proceeds to go to the next generation here at Potential Church. And especially in the area of camp, you know, not only camp, but in the area of camp, because camp, one, it's hard to find a good campground. And then 2, it becomes very expensive really quick. And that makes it challenging for people to send multiple children if they have multiple children, or we don't want anybody not to be able to go to camp. Really, really serious about that. So all the proceeds from the book, none of it's going to come to Steph and myself. It's all going to be, you know, I don't know how they do it, if they send a check or whatever, but we're going to sign the back of that and turn it over to the next generation here at Potential Church. And we'll keep you updated. I'll let you know. And pre-ordering is important for this reason, because it impacts the algorithm. And when it comes to selling books, it's like anything else. It's an algorithm, right? I mean, maybe you buy a book because you know somebody or they have published in the past and you like the way they write. But most books are sold because how they show up on the Amazon website. Amazon's the biggest bookseller in the world. And then the other websites, Walmart and Barnes & Noble and all the other ones. And Amazon will determine where they put this, like whether it pops up if you're searching for, you know, the story of Exodus, or you're searching for potential or personal growth or whatever, is dependent upon how many pre-orders they get. And so the more pre-orders we get, the higher the book goes, so the more people who will buy it, and then the more resources we'll have to give to the next generation. The other thing is once it comes out is to write a review. The more reviews there are, the higher in the algorithm it goes up. So next week, we're going to have a big party. We got some folks that are going to stop by. It's going to be really, really exciting. So I really want to invite you to invite somebody to hang out with us and have some fun next week as well as every week here on the show. If you've already pre-ordered, let us know. Rafa, all right. We appreciate that because, again, it does make a big difference. Now, it's time for Tea with PT. All right, let's see. What do the producers have for us on T? In other words, we're going to look at what's trending. What are people talking about in our world according to Google? And the first one we have is Elon Musk reveals a plan for the next Starship mission. Now, I understand that Starship, let me ask this question to all of you guys in the chat. If Elon gave you the opportunity to ride on one of his, what do you call them?
Spaceships.
Starship, would you?
No.
You wouldn't?
That's scary. That's scary. I want to say yes. I
mean, William Shatner did it. I mean, didn't he went up with the Amazon one, but he went up. How about in the chat? Would you go on the Starship if Elon said, hey, I want to send somebody. I know it's a lot of money and I'll cover the cost. Would you go?
Would you?
I want to think that I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Here's what gets me. It's not being in space. It's
Dying?
sitting, dying, yes. It's sitting, facing straight up, knowing you just keep going straight up. Yeah. Like that to me is terrifying.
but it doesn't take very long.
Yeah, but I don't need it
But
to take
can you
very long to
imagine?
be scary.
Can you imagine just, you know what I mean?
Weightless.
Just floating with no gravity. I can
That would
imagine.
be fun.
I can imagine my neck, my back, all your aches and pains wouldn't hurt in space because there's no pull of gravity.
Like you know that to be true? Or?
No, I'm just guessing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The thing that you know what comes to my mind is I'm thinking going to the bathroom wouldn't be pleasant.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how all that works, but
It can't be easy.
no. But you know, Iris says she would go. I think she would. Angie says no way. Gabby says no way. Courtney says me too. Pastor Matt says he would go. Now you won't get in the ocean, but you'll go. There are no sharks in space.
That there aren't.
You know, because everybody
That we know of.
Because the reality, well, that's true. Because the reality is, though, everybody kind of has their fear. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny how, you know, Pastor Matt doesn't like sharks at all, but would get on there. Where I'll get in the ocean and never even think about a shark, but I have to think a lot about getting on a spaceship. You know what I mean? To blast off. Let me ask you another. Amy says she wishes she were that brave. Well, you'd have to go if Pastor Matt went. You'd have to go with him, Amy. You couldn't let him go by himself. Amber says she would. I believe that. Tyler says, I believe that too.
Yep.
Nicholas says he's down to do it. Tyler says he'd go with his wife. Steph, would you go? No. Wow, and you're more adventurous than me.
Yes.
So if she wouldn't go, then I probably wouldn't go. Just because.
You don't want to leave her here by yourself.
Well, it's not that. It's just like if she's afraid to go, I'm sure I'd chicken out. You know what? If we were videoing it for church, I could do it.
That's true. That's true.
The bravest things I've done for video. I mean, I climbed a mountain. For
That's
goodness
actually
sake.
100%
I rafted down the
true.
Colorado
Blown
River.
himself up.
I blew
Yeah.
myself up.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
It's funny. I bet the congregation has a different perspective,
They probably think I'm brave.
but does not ride roller coasters.
Yes, I don't ride roller coasters, but I will get blown up. I'll climb a mountain and I'll raft down the Colorado River. As long as there's a camera there so we can bring it back to the church
Exactly.
and make some kind of spirit. It's just I love God so much.
Amen.
And that way, I guess, you know, you're closer to heaven, maybe closer than you realize if it blows up. All right. Let me ask you this question. Do you think we'll ever get to Mars? You think we'll ever get to Mars? You think Elon will get us there?
I don't know.
I don't know if in maybe this lifetime, like maybe the next generation.
Huh?
The current expedition, Artemis, is to go to Mars.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. I got a hat that says going to Mars. But I guess I have to get on a spaceship to go.
That you would.
All right. What else do we got?
All right. So that is story number 1. Let me exit out of that. Story number 2 is something a little more fun.
What's going on in the world? April Fool's prank. Try these hilarious. Don't you love all the ads? Try these hilarious jokes and prank ideas to amaze your loved ones. Unleash your inner prankster this April Fool's Day with these hilarious ideas from classic jokes to creative pranks. There's something for everyone. Learn about the origins. Do you guys do April Fools? What's the best? Hey, in the chat, what's the best April Fools? You know what we did one time here? April Fools happened to fall on a Sunday. So the Sunday before, I got up and I told everybody we're going to have a special guest. And I made it very clear without per se saying it that it was, what's the singer, Miami singer? Gloria Estefan. Gloria Estefan. I said, so everybody came the next weekend thinking Gloria Estefan was going to be here. And then I got up and I said, April Fools. That didn't go over as well as I thought it would. Yes. And then one year I put, remember, Steph, I put something, I can't remember how I put it on Instagram, but everybody thought you were going to have a baby.
Yes.
I remember that
I
one.
remember that as well.
And Herodis did that too. Herodis did that too, and Steph, everybody. But anyways, April Fools. I think we got time for one more.
Okay. We've got one more story here.
What is trending according to Google? Oh, that was Amber's biggest one. She was pregnant, or she is pregnant.
That was her April Fool's.
Oh, okay. I got to pay attention to the chat. I'll start another April Fool without realizing it. All right. How the brain chooses which memories are important enough to save and which to let fade away. New research reveals why certain events remain clear in our minds and suggests ways to improve the likelihood of lasting memories. How many of you have a good memory? You know, here's the thing I've discovered. This is true because I don't know how old you are out there in YouTube and Rumble land, but I will tell you this. I used to have a really good memory, but I'm not taking. What are you supposed to take for memory? I can't remember.
Orange juice.
Ginkgo, right? Yeah, different things. And then there's that one that's really expensive. I don't know if it helps or not. I took it, but I can't remember if it helped. That's my dad joke.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's my Easter. That was a good one. You know what? I decided why buy some kind of supplement because Elon, the man we talked about just a moment ago, is going to put a chip in my brain, and then I'm just going to have all my memories on a hard drive, and I'll pull them up like that.
There you go.
Because you know he's already done that, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but they put it in a brain, and the person was able to play a game.
I did see that
online with his brain.
That was almost one of the stories I pulled for today. Yeah,
let me ask you this. Okay, one last question. We're gonna move on. It's Easter. I know everybody's got stuff to do, but are you going to allow that to happen? Would you allow for lack of a technical way in which to say it, a brain chip? You know what I mean? In other words, if you can control your computer by just thinking about it, you could set your thermostat at home. You know, like, how many times you've been in bed and you think, did I lock that door? And all you'd have to say is, I did now. You know, or, oh, I'm cold. You cannot imagine Steph and I'd be battling each other. She'd be thinking 72. I'd be thinking 68. You know, can you imagine at church?
Oh,
that thermostat just be going.
Yeah.
Control
AC would be broken.
Everybody trying to control it with their brain. What about you guys in the chat? No, thank you, Carly says. You wouldn't let him put? Most people are saying no.
I think there's the fear of just someone else being in control of what goes into your brain.
Yeah. But I'm arrogant enough to think I can defeat that.
Overpower it.
Elon types in there something, and it's like, like on TV, just, no, I'll fight it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's interesting. We live in an interesting day where it's going to turn out really good, or it's going to be like the Tower of Babel where God steps in and says, you know what, you guys are just crazy.
Yeah.
And he changes things up a little bit, for sure. All right, hey, don't forget, we're giving this away. All we need is for you to invite somebody and then put it in the chat and let us know who invited you. And then we'll draw, and both of you, because we got 2 shirts to give away. Limited edition. Did I say they were limited edition? They are limited edition, very limited. And we would love for you to have one. You guys like my glasses, kind of white and black?
Very professional.
Yes, it makes me feel a little bit smarter. Now, I want to play a little game, and then I'm going to share with you about communication, and we'll call it a day. Does that sound
Sounds
good,
good.
producers?
Sounds good.
Will,
Sounds
what do you
good.
think?
Down for it.
All right.
Now I'm
Let's-
going to bring this up. I need to remind you though. Don't
Not to
look at the
cheat.
screen.
All right. So we're going to
until I
play,
tell you.
for those of you who are watching, we're going to play a game where they put up an image that's blurry. And we've got to decide. I need your help because I'm not very good at this. But we have to figure out what the image is. And if we can't, then they'll make it a little clearer and a little clearer. Now, here's the thing. All the images, I think you have 4 images.
4.
Yes.
4 images. They are all movies that came out on Easter weekend. Not this Easter weekend necessarily, but any Easter weekend. All of these movies came out on an Easter weekend. And I assume they're movies that we would probably know. All right? Are you guys ready
Right.
to begin?
We are ready.
All right, so they're going to bring it up.
This is number 1.
Number 1.
Now, to give you a heads up,
Yes.
we have 4 pictures, 5 if you include the totally clear picture.
Okay.
So you can clear it up
We
3
got-
times.
So, okay. All right. It looks like 2 people. Now, if you're online, help me out here. So, in the chat, tell me what you think. Because I'm not, there is a movie out, King Kong against Godzilla, out this weekend.
Yes.
Maybe that's one of these. Is
Oh,
that King
who knows?
Kong? King Kong versus Godzilla.
That is incorrect.
Let's see. I need some Passion of Christ. Danny Fernandez.
That is incorrect. Now, while you're thinking, the Hucks Family Values says great baptism this morning. We had our beach baptism
Oh, yes.
here this morning.
That is right. I heard the water was a little chilly,
I can only imagine.
but there were no shark attacks.
No.
And a few hundred people out there, and over 70 or 75 folks, something like that, got baptized
I think 77.
at the beach. So congratulations to everybody. Nothing. I mean, think about it: Easter, sunrise, ocean. What a memory! You talk about a memory. You won't need a chip for that memory. That's incredible.
We've got some guesses of Harry Potter. That is incorrect. Pilgrims.
Pilgrims? Nope.
All
That
right,
is
so
incorrect.
let's clear it up.
Beauty and the
I mean,
Beast
not all
is
the way.
incorrect as
Yes.
well.
I cleared it up.
You did.
Now it went from 100 to 80.
Okay, here, A Princess Bride.
No, but I
need your help.
Here's
Here's-
getting
let
there.
me-
Getting into
Titanic.
a wheelhouse.
Titanic.
Oh, let's see. It is in fact correct. Titanic.
Yeah.
Come on.
Somebody. Eric said Titanic.
Come on.
Eric Blanco.
Blanco.
Way to go, Eric.
All right, are we ready for the
Let's
next
go to the
one?
next one. Can I look?
Yes, you can.
Ooh, this is a colorful one. I really can't see anything in this one. Colorful. Little Mermaid.
No. No.
What have we got? Need some help.
This is, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
This is in your wheelhouse.
And so it's got something to do with wheels?
No. Well,
I mean,
vaguely.
yeah.
Inside Out is what I thought.
Oh.
What is it?
Oh, someone in the chat.
Oh, Mario Brothers?
Super Mario
is
Brothers.
Way to go. Who was it? Iris.
Pastor Iris.
Someone with children. Yeah, it's in my wheelhouse because I was alive when the very first one came out.
I was going to say, this is the only video game I've ever heard you talk about.
Yes.
Playing.
We used to stay up late. All my friends playing Nintendo.
Did you see the movie?
Yes. Me and Lion.
You liked it?
Yes. Yes.
I haven't
Mario
seen it
and Luigi.
Luigi. Big fan, though. Big fan.
Mario's a star. Who cares
Absolutely.
about the rest of them?
Absolutely.
Who cares about the rest of
All
them?
right, we got the next one. Now,
right.
this one, a little difficult. Okay. You got to think outside the box.
All right.
Everyone.
Are you guys ready, chat?
Here we go.
Come on, guys.
Next one is here.
Hulk.
No. That has been what everyone has guessed when they see this.
Because it's all the green. Yeah. The Green Lantern.
Incorrect.
The Black Panther.
Incorrect.
That dragon movie. Shrek.
Shrek?
Shrek.
Incorrect.
Shrek is wrong.
That's also interesting. You define that as a dragon movie.
Well, I think it was two different movies. My Boy the Dragon, or what is that movie?
How to Train Your Dragon?
How to Train Your Dragon.
No, incorrect. Great movie, though.
Yeah, it is a very good
No, it's not Green Lantern, Pastor Matt.
However, someone in the chat did just get it once again.
Anaconda?
Coming back for two, Pete. Eric Blanco with
come on.
The Matrix.
Oh,
Yes.
I would have never got it.
Yeah,
this
no,
is the hard
that's a tough one. But we do have one more.
Hold on, I want to ask Eric. Have you played this before, or are you just good at it?
He might have. They might have looked up a list of what came out Easter weekend, which would kind of narrow it down a little bit.
Right, but that probably still wouldn't have helped
It
me.
is surprising how many movies have come out Easter weekend.
Yeah, it's a holiday weekend.
Yeah. All right, ready for the last one?
Yes. All right, that's three people. Three men and a baby. 3 men and a baby?
No, incorrect.
The Three Musketeers.
Incorrect.
Maybe it's 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's 5 people.
Interesting.
What's
You're getting closer and closer.
What's the movie with all the superheroes?
The Avengers.
Yes.
No. But
Clear it up. So I want to see if I can get one for the chat.
okay. It is cleared up.
Oh.
Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with a blue sky.
You got this. You got this.
The Last Supper, Pastor Danny. The Croods?
No.
I never even heard of that. The X-Men.
No.
Incorrect.
All right, give me another clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is that a bald head up
6
front?
people.
I think
Popeye.
No.
The Simpsons.
They do. They do look like a family. Nick,
do.
that's a good point.
Oh, is it a family I'm going to know?
I mean, they'd consider.
Oh, I
themselves
can
a
see the
family.
little 1, 2, 3.
You've made comments about this movie.
Oh, wow. Mulan.
No.
No.
You made comments about how ridiculous this movie is.
Oh, the ship movie. About the ship?
No. More recent.
Oh, okay.
I'll clear it up again.
All right. I'm so pitiful. I am so pitiful. That one guy's a big muscled up guy.
Yeah, he's got some muscles.
Y'all know what it is?
We're all letting you figure this one out.
Yeah.
Give me another hint.
I'm trying to think. There's quite a few of these movies.
Yeah, I think going on 11.
Oh, 11 of them. So it has to be, it's a horror movie?
No.
11 of them.
Yeah. It's going on 11.
They don't follow the traffic rules.
Is it Fast and Furious?
Fast and the Furious.
I heard somebody say that.
Pastor Matt had it. Pastor Matt had it a minute ago, but we wanted to let this play out.
He got it. Pastor Troy got it.
You're right.
Pastor Matt, way to go.
He actually guessed it pretty early.
He did.
Wow.
First slide, I think.
Wow. I can see it.
Yeah, there were 7 people.
You know what? I've only seen one of these movies.
Really?
Because the one I saw, they went to space in a Volkswagen.
And that's the comment I'm talking about, where you said this movie is, in fact, ridiculous.
I mean, Steph and I, remember, Steph, we went to see this movie, and, you know, it's okay. And then all of a sudden, they get in their little, it wasn't a Volkswagen.
I think it was like a Fiero.
That little
It's
car.
like a little Pontiac
and they go
Fiero.
to space, and you're like, okay, I'm out. I'm out.
Checked out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I mean, you know. I mean, Superman's not real, but you go to it knowing it's not real.
Right.
All right. Hey, guys, don't forget. We're going to give that away in just a few moments. Don't forget to pre-order the book. It helps us help the next generation. Plus, it helps you to reach your destiny and reach your purpose, live out your potential. I like what it says, the uncontainable power of God within you. And that's pretty amazing when you think about it. Hey, I want to say something, and then we're going to talk about this. And what I want to say is about Easter. And I just wanted to say thank you to anybody and everybody who might be tuned in today that's a part of Potential Church, whether you watch online or you were here. One, thank you for inviting. You know, we had all the services were incredibly well attended. We had a few where they were in the overflow room and it was full. And so literally thousands of people were here. And I know that we've seen many come to Christ and many get baptized and many just take their next step. You know, a lot of folks were here for the very first time. A lot of folks have watched online or watched when we were on television and they decided to show up. And so thank you. And none of that would have happened if you wouldn't have invited, if you wouldn't have prayed. Our ministry team has been praying over a stack of cards, you know, for the last month. And so I just want to say thank you. We do not take that for granted. And not only say thank you, but to remind us that God does answer prayers and that inviting does matter. So thank you so much for doing that. And I want to thank all of our volunteers because, you know, there's a lot of volunteers that were engaged this weekend. We had Good Friday service. Pastor Tyler spoke, did an incredible job. The worship team put on 2 different services, and they all had complexity. And what that means is that there was a lot involved. You know, they didn't just sing songs. They had dramatic aspects to it, and there's lighting, and there's haze, and then there's pictures, and just so much that goes on. And that is not easy to do because for every volunteer you add on stage, you have to have more volunteers backstage to help make that happen. And it's been a while since we've been able to kind of dream those kind of dreams because COVID made it difficult for people to volunteer. And so just thank you for everybody who played a role. Thank you for all of the folks who were involved in the children's ministry with the egg hunt. Lots of energy in our 4th and 5th grade. We slimed out on Saturday night.
That we did.
Ministry.
Yeah, we did.
And they were up here, their team, like till, I don't know, 1, 2 in the morning, cleaning up the slime because that's where the overflow was. So I don't think there was any slime, but there was a sweet smell in the student
There
room.
was. Still there.
Hint of vanilla.
Yes.
So I thank you. Steph and I are just overjoyed and overwhelmed with all the volunteers. Thank you for the incredible staff team that's here at Potential. If you know somebody that's on the staff, tell them thank you. You know, like I said, for the last month, they've been working on getting ready for this weekend. You know, there's only a few weekends in the year that people are looking for a place to worship. Most of the time, people are distracted, right? There's ball games, there's vacations, there's holidays, there's all kinds of things. And even this week was spring break here locally. But thank you. Thank you for just incredible, the team here, the team online that works hard. Again, we're here now, right? It's still Easter and we're still celebrating. And then, of course, our team in South America, our Lima campus does just an amazing job of ministering and allowing us to minister to a whole city of millions of people that normally we wouldn't get the opportunity to be a part of. And then the online team. Many of the folks who serve online ministry aren't anywhere in this area. And then, of course, we have our team in Pensacola with the school. And so I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do. And I'm excited about what God's going to do with what we experienced this weekend. You know, when you have that many people who come to Christ, who follow him in baptism, who serve for the first time, there's no doubt that changes our life and that changes the trajectory of Potential Church. And I don't know all that God's got planned, but I know that he's got some big things planned for here and beyond. And I'm glad to get to be a part of it, honored to once again get to see God do amazing, amazing things. Next week, we start a brand new series, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We got special video for each weekend. Steph and I went on the road, and we're going to share that with you as well. So just a lot of amazing things happen. And, you know, one of the things that we wanted to do to say thank you to the staff team that's been working early in the morning and late at night. They've been at the beach and they've been all over the state, just everywhere, getting ready for this weekend. We did not want to miss this opportunity. We want to stand before God and said we did everything we knew to do to reach as many people as we could with the good news of the gospel and love on people and be normal. Sometimes people think Christians are weird, and sometimes they are. But we wanted to be normal, and so we want to give the team, of course, some opportunity to recover, and so just remind the team that on Monday and then Tuesday as well, we're going to turn off the lights in the offices and encourage you guys to celebrate Easter if you haven't already. There you go. Well, you found it.
There we go.
That's all it took. Just a little extra day off, isn't it? That's all it took. And they're ready to party and celebrate. But I want to say thank you to all of our team for all the hard work that you do and that you do every day. And whether it's morning or late, we have all of our team here. If you're, a part of Potential or any other church and they have services on Saturday and Sunday, for the most part, that means that the team here, they don't get a weekend, unless they, intentionally take it off or go on vacation or something. And no one ever complains because this team wants to really make a difference for Christ. And Steph and I want to do everything that we can to just say thank you. So let's catch our breath on Monday and Tuesday and then come back and get ready for our big Temple Centurion season. And I know that's going to be incredible as well. All right, so thank you and enjoy. If you're on the staff team and if you're a volunteer, thank you, because I know you got to get up early and go to work tomorrow, and yet you gave God your day.
Yeah.
And I know he will honor you as a result. Hey, let me share this last thought with you, and then we'll head out today. But, one of the things that I've had the opportunity to do is to communicate. And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. But I've learned something that I just real quickly want to share with you, because you have to communicate. And fair or not fair, how well you communicate really has a big impact on the kind of opportunities you get in life, right? I mean, if you can't, have you ever asked somebody out and the moment they started to talk to you, you're like, let me withdraw that question, because they just couldn't communicate. You're like, that's kind of, or you went, for a job interview or you hired, it matters. And it matters in a big way. And if we don't think about it and we're not intentional and we don't practice, we're not going to be very good at it. Some folks have the gift of communication, right? God's gifted them. He's given all of us different gifts, but we can all communicate. And let me share with you just a wisdom from the scripture and then 3 T's, all right? So that you can remember them. So here's the scripture, because one of the things that's really important to be able to communicate is to read the room. If you've ever known somebody that just says things and you're like, where did that come from? It's because they don't read the room. In James chapter 1 and verse 19, the brother of Jesus says this: you must be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. And if you think about what he's saying, the first thing we have to do is be quick to listen. And what are we listening for? We're reading the room, right? Are people angry when they walk in? Are they energetic? Are they tired? Do they want to be there? Do they not want to be there? All of that matters if you're going to communicate effectively. When your kids come home and you've got to communicate something to them, if you don't listen first, you won't know how to communicate. It's so important. Our temptation is to speak first, right? Is demand that they listen. As important as this is for us as communicators, often the people we're communicating to aren't living out the scripture. In other words, they're not, quick to listen per se. So it's important to read the room, know where people are emotionally, know where they are physically, whether they're tired or not. And the only way to do that is to be quick to listen. And then when you speak and then they respond, don't get angry, right? Because the goal is to communicate. The goal is not to win an argument. The goal is to communicate. It's to connect and to move people, to give people knowledge or wisdom. So let me give you these 3 T's. The first one is time, right? When you say it. And that matters. Certain types of communication need to happen at certain times. I mean, think about it. We just came out of Easter. So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement, but there's also a lot of weariness. And there's certain things that can be communicated effectively right now, and there's certain things that can't be. Same thing is true with your kids, with your spouse, with your supervisor, with the police officer, that pulls you over. When you say it is incredibly important. And you can't let your emotions, because that's what we all tend to do, right? When I screw up mainly when I say, it's not what I say, it's when I say it. Right? And so it's really important. So think about time. Is this the right time to communicate what I need to communicate? Now, don't put it off and never get to it. That's not good. But what is the right time? Or how can I create the right time, the right atmosphere? So the first one is T for time. Second is T for tone. That's how you say it. When you say it, but how you say it. It matters. I know, you hear all these folks who tweet and do, oh, that hurt. Do all these things that say, how soft we are and all of that. But our tone matters. The expression on our face, whether our voice is loud or quiet, whether we sound angry or happy, because the other person is listening through your tone. And your tone will determine what they hear and how they hear it. And I want them to hear it the way I'm trying to communicate it, not the way I'm not trying to communicate it. And my tone is impacted by my position, because my tone is experienced through my position. So if I'm the father, or if I'm the husband, or if I'm the boss, or if I'm the wife, or if I'm the son, whatever position you hold impacts the tone you need to use, because the hearer is going to hear your tone through your position.
That's good.
All right? So you got the timing, when you say it, you got the tone, how you say it, and then talk, right? What you say. I mean, that's important, but and you can say, well, that needs to be the most important, right? Well, it is in the sense that that's what you want to communicate, but if you start with the talk and you don't think about the time and the tone, the talk's not going to matter because nobody's going to hear it. Oh, you can feel good because you said, I told him. Right? That's what bad leaders do. Somebody says, well, man, I don't know why Johnny did that again. And you're like, well, I told Johnny, I don't know why he didn't do it either. Well, if you and I tell Johnny and Johnny doesn't do what Johnny's supposed to, well, maybe we didn't communicate. We didn't connect. Right? And so I want to own that as a communicator the best that I can. So when I'm teaching, I want to talk, I want to connect, and so I have to think about the time and think about the tone and think about what I'm going to say. In the sense of how, what kind of information does this person need in this tone at this time? Sometimes we can give too much information. And some of us are wired in that way. We think that everybody needs to know every single detail because you need to know every single detail. So if I'm communicating to you and I don't communicate the details or give you an avenue in which to get the details, then I'm not going to communicate effectively because you're not going to hear what I'm going to say. Because the moment I start talking, you're going to say, but what about this? And what about that? And right, you're thinking about all of the details. Other people that you communicate to, they stop listening if you start giving all the details because they don't care about them. Are we going or are we not going? I don't care what car we're going in. I don't care what time we're going. I don't care about the rain. Are we going? That's all they want to know. And so, again, that's why I think the scripture says you got to be quick to listen. In other words, you got to be quick to know who it is you're speaking to so that you can talk at the right time with the right tone to actually communicate. Now, I know that sounds really, really simple, but most people just talk and call that communication. And that leads to kids who don't have the wisdom they need to make good decisions. It leads to marriages that end in divorce. It leads to people who are very unhappy at work. It leads to fights, with the police officer or in the mall, right? It's just a lack of communicate. We're all people, and we all have similar emotions, right? We just have to communicate. So the next time you're about to talk to anybody about anything, ask yourself, is this the right time? What kind of tone? And then what talk? What do I really need to say? And you might be surprised that you become a much more effective communicator. And as a result, you progress at what your potential is a whole lot faster. All right?
That's good. I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
When it comes to communication, struggle to get that word out. When it comes to communication, one of the things that I find sometimes difficult is how to kind of judge yourself on, are you improving? Are you getting worse? I've had conversations about this with other staff members because sometimes people aren't necessarily interested in the content you have. Maybe sometimes the content, what you're going to say, as you said, the talk, is tough to hear. And we just had a conversation before this live stream happened about how we have both had experiences where what we have to say is tough to hear, and therefore the response of what we said is not great, but it's hard to necessarily say that we didn't do it right or, this or that. So how do you gauge whether or not you're effective at communicating, or maybe you didn't really hit the nail on the head?
Well, I think one is just to listen in the sense of, are they hearing what I'm saying? And sometimes it can be as simple as saying, now what did you hear me say? You know what I mean? And have them repeat back to you to make sure you're on the same page with what they're saying. And then to evaluate what was their response. Because you're always that quick to listen, not get angry, right? My skin is I'm going to talk. And if I sense you're not listening, then I get angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now I'm going to respond differently than if I think, well, that they got their arms, they don't want to listen. So then I'm trying to find you. You know what I mean? Is what you want to do in that situation. And I think if you're speaking to a group of people, it's always important to try to create an atmosphere to get as much feedback as you can, honest feedback. Because people don't, it's hard for people to say, well, I didn't, to be honest about that communication, but to try to create that kind of environment and wish to do that. But I think that listen is so important. So you can go down a different avenue. Because sometimes you're going to talk and you're going to think, man, I hit a home run. And then they're going to have that glassy look in their eye. And you're like, okay, I need to find a different word or a different tone. And sometimes maybe I need to get louder, or maybe I need to get quieter, or maybe I need to ask questions, to find out more where they're at. So
that's good.
Does that answer?
Yes. Yes, it does.
All right. Time, tone, talk. Thanks. Very nice, Francine. All with T's. All with T's. I had a boss, Susanna said, that used to say, tell me what time it is, not how the watch works. Yes. Yeah, we are. Some of us are wired that way. And some people want to know how the watch works.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We need to draw.
Yes,
you ready?
we do.
All right, let's go to the producers and let's see who's going to win our limited edition T-shirt.
All right, we've got Pastor Nick here with the drawing.
All right, let me mix it up. We've got Derek, who invited the Hux family.
Come on now.
All right.
Our Swifty just keeps on winning.
He does.
Wow.
He does.
Yes. That's like the second time Derek's won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pastor Derek.
You know what I think it is?
Pastor Swifty.
The first time he won, he gave away all the gifts to the other person. I think that generosity, it's just evidence.
That's exactly what the scripture says.
Exactly.
Isn't it? You can't outgive God.
Nope.
But anyways, we will get these to Derek, and then he'll get one there to the Hux family. And y'all can take turns, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, guys, remember, we're here every Sunday night. We're going to have a big party next Sunday. We're going to celebrate.
Come on.
What God's doing. And that's really all this is.
Yes.
What God's doing. What?
I don't know if they're having
Our studio audience is not communicating very effectively. So next Sunday night, every Thursday at 8 a.m., we drop a brand new podcast. This Thursday is not going to be any different at all. And on 11:30 Sunday mornings on my channel, Troy Gramling, on YouTube and Rumble, we have the broadcast.
The broadcast.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for Catalyst is on Rumble. We thank you for being our Rumble viewer.
Yes.
We're trying to grow our Rumble Rumble audience.
And with that, we would love. Here's what's crazy, Chad. Okay, I know this is going to blow your mind. You can actually open both at the same time, right? So to help us out and really help out our very own lead pastor, Pastor Troy,
honor him.
We would love for you to be on YouTube and Rumble as our loyal viewers watching both to build those numbers.
It's all about the algorithm, right?
It almost sounded like you said it's all about the ads.
No, it's not about the ads.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Algorithm. All right, algorithm. Thank you, guys. We love you. And we'll see you either at one of our services or we'll see you somewhere in the world right here on SNL Sunday Night Live. It's a live stream. God bless and have a very happy Easter.